there was a post on the BET page talking about the first Afrobeat artist to sell out the Apollo. They forgot Sarkodie did it. And they put Burna Boy. But it's not their fault. Because of how our industry is here in Ghana, we are not up there putting our narrative out there. I can do it personally as my PR, whatever, but it's beyond that. It's way bigger. All the artists in Nigeria are thriving because the big three and the whole industry is thriving. Stop saying Shatta, wale and Sarkodie. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You know. Now say me papa, So it's way bigger than we have a conversation about just investors, artists. It's bigger. We'll be on funny role and let's play it. And that's why I'm excited for today, because we are not talking about one problem from artists or this. It's a whole ecosystem. And when we all enjoy, funny enough, you start making more money as a radio host. If the country is thriving, let me chip this in. I'm very passionate. I try to control myself with this one, but this is a conversation that's really dear to my heart.
Sure. You know, let me put on my journalist cap, because you talk about putting you out there. And my colleague journalists are here. I have seen many journalists complain about how you artists don't appreciate them enough. When you're traveling, you don't travel with a journalist. You go on your own, and you send us pictures to post for you. We too, we deserve to sit in the plane and go with you, right? But you don't. But these other people put all of those infrastructures in place to make sure that, you know, the stories are getting out there as they are happening. Do you have plans in that regard to let them, you know, carry them with you? Let's put our hands together for him then. I mean, I just needed to confirm.
So it's a whole ecosystem. Sometimes the conversations we are having can also drag us back, right? Instead of we talking about this person has done this one has done that. Serwaa Amireh, I want to see you on the BET or the Grammy stage. Guess what? When you are on that red carpet, I will be your top priority when you see me.
Right.
So that is how it happens. When Stonebwoy, Shatta, Wale, Blacko, Sarkodie gets on the red carpet, there's a bunch of Nigerian presenters. They are waiting for their guys, right? So when they see me, they're talking to me and they see the video, oh, Sark, I'll be back, Then go there. So then you see more of that. So there's more to it. I used to go to the BET and I'll be there by myself. Every time I've been at the BET, the times that I won, it was only me and my team. My best BET experience was when Stonebwoy won, because I was there with Stonebwoy, Majid Michelle, and John DeMello. Can you imagine? We are in LA, we have our table, we are vibing, now we can go and see the stars and come back to your people. But then every time the other, you see them, a bunch of them, the media, the producers, the businessmen, the artists. To me, the artist is always the icing on the cake.
Abeko, do you see that as well? Yeah.
Okay, let me make one comment. So I was, of course, when I see things in grand scheme, I still see that, okay, at least if you have this number of artists coming from Kumasi, it's not that bad. Other regions can also complain. But what I see works, not just music, in any business. That's why we are here today, the ecosystem around it. Because what we do is point fingers. You know, media men will say the artists will say media men, and then the fans too is this. It's an ecosystem. And if you see the ecosystem as you being part of it, your role will be your top priority. Trust me, the crowd, even the consumers are part of the ecosystem. When you go out there and we are doing shows in London, and then somebody will say, oh, the Ghana aid, Ghana aid. No, that's where it starts. So me, my top priority is that if you come on my page, my main page, if I have to post any song, this one is my secret I'm letting out, no one knows. It has to be from a Ghanaian.
Okay.
And
that's a good one.
You can go all the way back to, you know, you can go and check whether you think I'm lying.
It has to be a Ghanaian, your song or any other song.
Any other song that is not my song.
But do you support artists, upcoming artists, like you should?
That is my top priority. I'm not perfect. I'm not. Yes, of course. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm getting everything right.
Okay.
To make these things happen, the artist is the last part. Artists are doing music. If you want to have a big concert, to date, we don't have me, Stone, Shatta, Wale on the stage outside Ghana.
Why?
That's the point. So that's where the ecosystem comes in. So people have to be leaders. You have to lead and have vision of leaving a legacy. Stop saying Shatta, Wale and Sarkodie friend on fat. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You know. Now say me papa, we be a. So it's. And I'm a yeah. So it's way bigger than we have a conversation about just investors, artists. It's bigger. We'll be on find a role and let's play it. And that's why I'm excited for today, because we are not talking about one problem from artists or this. It's a whole ecosystem. And when we all enjoy, funny enough, you start making more money as a radio host. If the country is thriving, let me chip this in. I'm very passionate. I try to control myself with this one, but this is a conversation that's really dear to my heart. Sure. I remember speaking to Channel O when Channel O was like very huge at that time. And I said, why are you guys not hosting the awards here in Ghana? And they said it straight to my face. There is nothing going on in your country. Right? There is nothing happening in your country. That's interesting enough for our PR perspective. For people to feel like, oh, Ghana, that's where we are going. At that point, there was nothing happening. And I came back, I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? How can we do stuff together? Let's put things aside. Trust me, with the pride that people talk about, the artists are this, it's Western Nigeria. But we have people who can put that aside and bring them together. If you wanted to wait for Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Davido to be under one roof, it was never going to happen in our lifetime. This is artists. Creative people is different. We are in our own boxes. But when Serwaa Amireh becomes the leader, and now create a relationship with Shatta, Wale, Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, it's a phone call. Shatta, Wale, Cheno, but me to my manager. Sarkodie, my friend, but me do me. Then you get all of us together. You put us on one of the biggest stage. If we do this in London, you can imagine what will happen.
So, you know, and I'm interested in this one because every time a Nigerian has sold out at the O2, for instance, this conversation comes up. Which Ghanaian artists can sell out the O2? And I have maintained the position that the three of you, you know, can do it easily. Are you now saying that it's just, you're ready to do it, but it's just a matter of someone putting all three of you together, I mean yourself, Stonebwoy, Shatta, Wale, to make it happen? Are you ready to do it?
I'm not even saying me. We have always been ready. So let me just say this. You see what you just said about Nigerian artists selling this and selling that? Yeah. Don't skip history. Before that happened, they were all put under one roof. Even me, part of it, Shatta, part of it, Stone, part of it, Tanzania, Diamond, part of it. When they got the data, that is where you started seeing them using the data for one. So they didn't start Wizkid show. They didn't start Burna Boy show, not Davido show. It was One Africa concert. It was Unplugged. It was all these festivals that they were doing. And then they were able to gather Africans and people in the diaspora under one roof. Nobody was able to do those numbers. But when they came together as an ecosystem, they created that. And that's the format that they are using for individuals. So if you are thinking you're waiting for Sarkodie to go and gather all the Ghanaians in London at once, I'm not saying I'm not a good artist, but this is business.
Right.
So we need that ecosystem around the whole industry. And when we do that, you deal with me and Shatta and Stonebwoy's BS for just that moment. After that, guess what happened? When they got the numbers, are they calling us to come and join again?
So let me understand this. Why isn't that happening? You haven't gotten anybody to invest?
So let me give you a format of what happened in Nigeria. There's a guy called Oga Polo who did the One Africa concert.
Yeah.
So Polo deals with all of us. He will pamper you like a baby if you know Polo. Oga Kinsak now.
So you want to be pampered?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is a lot that goes into it. It's you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a leader knows how to deal with that.
Right.
Because they know what they want. It's beyond you. It's beyond Shatta Wale. It's bigger than even he himself. It's for the whole ecosystem. Now Polo is not active, but Polo, let me give it up to our Ghanaian brother, DJ Brantier. All these people played a major role to where Afrobeat is today. So some people had to take the chance. We could be lucky that maybe ourselves, myself and Shatta Wale are in talks already. Hopefully we can round up what we want to do. Sometimes we get to the final point that we pull back, but hopefully this time we can do it. But this has been my stance over the years, and I don't feel like putting any negative energy out there. But one thing I'm saying is this is a vacant opportunity for anyone. It's not just a big cool Sarkodie. Even if you are here, you have the leadership skills to be able to bring people together, organize stuff, do all these things. It's bigger than somebody's personality or how somebody is or how somebody speaks, because it's way bigger than that. It's a whole ecosystem. No. When was the last time that you've seen that the priority with Nigerians? We could do the same thing.
Right.
If Mr. Beku says he's bringing Shatta Wale, Stone, Sarkodie to London, and then Wizkid as a surprise guest. Of course, you're getting the numbers, but it's still a Ghana initiative. So until we get to do that, we can't complain. Sarkodie, if Ghana doesn't survive, my legacy is not safe. So I can go and achieve things for myself and go to the BET and do the Grammy. It will be forgotten. I swear to God, like it will be. There was a post on the BET page talking about the first Afrobeat artist to sell out the Apollo. They forgot Sarkodie did it. And they put Burna Boy. But it's not their fault. Because of how our industry is here in Ghana, we are not up there putting our narrative out there. I can do it personally as my PR, whatever, but it's beyond that. It's way bigger. All the artists in Nigeria are thriving because the big three and the whole industry is thriving.
You know, let me put on my journalist cap because you talk about putting you out there. And my colleague journalists are here. I have seen many journalists complain about how you artists don't appreciate them enough. When you're traveling, you don't travel with a journalist. You go on your own, then you send us pictures to post for you. We too, we deserve to sit in the plane and go with you, right? But you don't. But these other people put all of those infrastructures in place to make sure that, you know, the stories are getting out there as they are happening. Do you have plans in that regard to let them, you know, carry them with you?
Yeah, so we do. Personally, artists can pick PR people and take them there. That is what you're doing personally. Stonebwoy does a great work. I do that as well. You can go with people to put your narrative out there. That's different. That's your personal business. What I'm talking about goes beyond what you're doing personally. I've been there, done that. I've seen that I was creating legacy for myself, but I was missing out on putting Ghana out there. And I realized it wasn't because Sarkodie has to do anything right. It's way bigger. That's the point I'm trying to make. So we have other people that go out there, out of their way. I'm talking about the promoters, the investors. I don't want to mention him, but I met one guy, one big man who owns a big company here in Ghana, who's a Nigerian, met me at a suits shop. And I went to him, Baba, my name is Sarkodie. I said, oh, I remember you. We booked you for a show. How is everything going? How's Ghana? You know, I had to support Wizkid, you know, because I think he's doing amazing. So I put down, I don't want to mention the number. It's insane, right? I'm not saying everybody has to do that. But his thought process is different because the business he's doing, he knows that the ecosystem around it will still support him as his business. So when you see it like that, even from a media perspective, if that's how you see it, Sarkodie calling me, yes, that would be a plus for me. But me personally, it's my agenda to push this country. That's all I'm going to do. If I don't have the money, yes, but this is what I want to do. DJ Brantier was doing it for us. We have Adishope from Nigeria who does that. Nobody necessarily calls. So when I do shows, he's the first person who is there to cover the show and put it out there, to change the narrative of what people think about Ghana. So all I'm saying is the blame game, we can't do that. I will take part. What you just said is true. Sarkodie, artists might be doing something. Same thing with the media. We are all not perfect. But let's look at the bigger picture. Even if you narrowed it down to Kumasi, your top priority should be your people. If you do that, I think